Today, I am proud to announce I was able to cop a Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Mono Ice. This was one of the hardest I've ever had to purchase. This is the box. I'm in Canada, so North America. US size 12 is what I got. Later on in the video, I'll explain why I went a half a size up more in detail. This is the box, Yeezy Boost 350, model GW2869 MONICE. You got the Yeezy Boost 350 bold print made by Adidas, 350 up top. No logo printed at the bottom, nothing on this side, and Boost on this side. And that is the box for the 350 V2 Mono Ice. As far as the tag goes, GW2869 Originals Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 US size 12. What's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of CT's Kicks. Gotta have them reviews. I'm your boy Kelsey, and thank you so much for tuning in. Shout outs to everyone that took the time to come on by and take a look at what I have to say in my video. I don't like to waste your time, so let's get right into it. This shoe, I'm right off the bat, was probably one of the hardest cops I've ever endured. And let me tell you, there were moments where I didn't think I would get it. Needless to say, an hour and a half later, I lucked out, just kept on trying on footlocker.ca. And if you could not cop one of these, my condolences. You know, what I've learned is everything is a 50-50 chance, right? My W today could be an L for you, and an L for you, you know, today means that you'll get a W some other time. So I know the deal. You know, I'm just an average person, just like yourself, trying to get the shoes that I really love. Without wasting your time, let's get right into it. This shoe, right off the bat, let me tell you, the reason why I think there was so much hype is because of that skeleton structural change. And it by far is something completely different. And I think this is why a lot of the general public was so interested, was for that fact. This one will definitely be one that I could see climb up in price really quickly. For those individuals, you know, that scalp or, you know, do their thing, the resellers, this is definitely gonna go up in price. I feel I always wanted a second pair of Yeezy 350 V2 Boost, and the reason being is so I could wear one. And now that I look at this, you know, I don't think I want to wear this. I think I'm going to start wearing the Ash Pearls. If you haven't checked out that video, please do, to get a real understanding of the difference between that shoe and this, although I'll cover some of the minor differences that I see right off the bat here. Now, checking out the actual skin on the outside, it's going to be like a mesh-like material. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, shoe manufacturers are always continually trying to increase profits. And how do you do that? By minimize the fabric and the materials they use. And this is a perfect example. It's pretty much see-through, definitely not going to be waterproof in any shape or form. This particular shoe is definitely, it's got a sort of a skeleton feel to it. What I mean by that, you can see that the shape is held up really nice. So if I push down, it comes right back up. And what you'll notice with the regular V2 350s is that it doesn't do that. They'll have a little bit of shell inside to keep the shell on the outside intact. What I mean by that is, you know, when you push, it'll give a little bit, but not to this extent. Like this just pulls back right away. Another closer look on the shoelaces, they've added an extra layer of rubber-like material here to really keep your shoelaces solid in there. The material right off the bat, like the craftsmanship is, again, it's perfect. Like I said, you know, I will look at everything deep, and I don't see any type of slip up as yet. As always, if you take a look at the sole, the Yeezy Boost cushioning is unreal. I'm gonna turn on the flash for a second so you get the look and feel of what it will look like at nighttime or when there's lights. Now, there's no 3M material right off the bat, the reflective material that we've seen on the 380s. This, however, has a shimmering effect almost. I'll try to run the light across it, trying to get you a feel of what I'm talking about. There's like this shimmering effect because of this mesh-like, plastic-like material. It's almost like a old school onion sack, you know, but it's definitely built differently in terms of what its intent is, right? I mean, give it up to Adidas and Kanye and Yeezy, you know, coming up with modern ways of changing the fabric up. So that's that. This shoe, I mean, is just amazing. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The material, the craftsmanship, the uniqueness, the styling, everything about this shoe is just lit, you know. Like, if you ever wanted to own a Yeezy pair, V2s especially, this is definitely one of them, and it's just beautiful all throughout. Again, you know, I pay attention to every little detail, and look, the seams are just crisp. There is no glue leakage, and you know, you'll see like this faint residue here, but you know, in person you can't see any of that. And also, I'm being very picky here. The craftsmanship is just amazing. The fabric is perfect. The stitching lining up, look at that. Like, the detail is amazing. They make sure, like, it's a little bit off here. The line isn't perfect as it is here, but they definitely do some strong QAs, right? And from what I see here, like, you know, the stitching is just top notch all the way through, right? Definitely, you get what you pay for. The fabric itself is really a plastic shell, almost like an onion sack, you know, but it's more closer together. So I feel like it's a lot stronger than you would get with you know, an onion sack, right? So this is really a plastic shell, if you will. And what I noticed right off the bat that's very different is this rebound effect that this plastic shell has. So when I push down, it actually keeps its shape. And me personally, I love that. I love that a shoe keeps its shape. And we're going to go inside the shoe in a moment, but you know, this is definitely, I feel like, a new approach to the V2s, a modern twist. They're going with sort of a skeleton inside to really hold the shape of the shoe as you wear it day in and day out. Like I mentioned, I try not to wear a lot of my shoes, but with these Yeezys, I'm falling in love. I've actually worn a few of them, and the comfort level is second to none. Let's go inside the shoe now and take a look in terms of how they built it inside. And there you have it. So I mean, you know, it's perfect. Like, even the stitching all the way down here at the toe, all in there. I mean, it's perfect, right? I mean, like, you see all the shell here. So it's almost like a hard plastic material all in here that keeps the shell in its shape. And it's like an exoskeleton, right? And it's really, really cool how they created that. And like I said, the insole is crafted just as well as the outside. Taking a look here, you've got a little bit of 3M reflective on the back here. That's pretty much the only 3M reflective that I've noticed. Cushioning always is amazing right here. Ample padding in your ankle area. See what I mean by the stitching? Like, you got to give it up. That's solid. The cushioning, if you've never owned the Boost, it's definitely solid. As you push down here, it's quite soft. Even the shape around the back, I feel like it's reinforced a lot more. It's one whole piece, because as you notice, it's all see-through here. These areas are quite weak, right? Obviously, wherever the inside skeleton is, it's quite strong. In the back, in the heel area, where it matters most, they've really made it strong, and you can see that they have. I love that they put the strap back here. The Ash Pearls didn't have it, and I feel like you definitely want to have them. It adds this like unique style to it, you know, that I've grown very fond of, and I look forward to seeing them on almost every shoe. And it's so nice that they brought it back on this. Again, I'm just gonna let you look at the shoe, and that's what you're here for. As always, I'm filming in UHD 60 frames per second to get you the closest real life feel and look of the shoe. One thing to mention about Yeezy laces, they're like the highest grade quality I've seen on sneakers. I haven't mentioned it on previous videos until I've tried it on the Quantums, where I laced them up, and I noticed that they're a lot thicker than other shoelaces. This one here, it has the plastic actually that this material is made out of. It also has this on here, and you can feel it. So they really paid attention to detail. And I love the center stitching right here. It adds like this nice uniform look and feel to it that I'm digging right now. And it's sort of like the focal point. That's where your eye travels, is this inline stitching that goes all the way to the top of the shoe and back to the front of the toe. And it's just amazing. This blue is almost like clear, so it doesn't hit you right away like, oh, it's blue, you know. And if you're like kind of are worried, you know, if you're not a big fan of the blue, don't worry. Like, this is a very cool blue, you know. It's almost clear, but it is baby blue, but it's not like whoa in your face type baby blue. The exoskeleton, it looks cool. I think once you put on socks or whatnot, you know, I think that's becoming more of a fashion statement as well, like your socks. So you definitely, whatever color socks you're thinking about wearing, I'm pretty sure it's gonna show through, and that in itself will add another element to these kicks. Other than that, I think it's a beautiful shoe. If you didn't cop it, you know, I feel really bad for you. I've been there. I've taken a lot of L's. Still to date, I can't get a Yeezy Slide or the foam runners. It seems to be like gone. This shoe took me an hour and a half after it dropped, and I got lucky because I don't give up, right? I'm just like you, sitting there trying to add to cart. You know, I don't cheat. I just straight up try to add to cart and buy them. So I was really happy that I got these. I think definitely for those of you that resell, I don't agree with that, but this shoe will most likely definitely be one where people will pay more, because I think it's the first shoe where they changed it up. And I think whenever there's the first of any model series, it kind of retains a higher value, and this shoe is definitely one of a kind. Strongly advise you picking them up, even if you have to pay a little bit more for them. I think it's beautiful. I'm just gonna let you take a look at the shoe. You'll notice that darker blue stripe still continues as a trademark. V2s always do. You know, I really feel that they should start giving you more laces, you know, like another color laces like they did with the 380s, which I loved, just so that you can mix it up, you know. It's just, you know, Kanye, take note. As I noticed, again, for, you know, they've kind of reinforced the laced areas with this rubber plastic here. It's almost like a rubber feel, so you can't really even see it from far away. I'm going to turn the flash on once more just for you to sort of get a feel of how that looks like. And you know, the 3M in the back just pops. The shoe itself, again, is absolutely amazing. I think it is just gorgeous, and it's definitely one of a kind. And you know, it's like one of those shoes that you're not like trying to show off or anything, you know, you just want to sneak in there with some nice kicks and everybody's like, yo, what are those, you know? But the actual shape, everyone knows these are Yeezys, right? I mean, they're sought after. That's why they're so hard to get. Definitely you want to try and cop these. There's nothing really to the sole itself. They moved the sizing chart and the label model to the sole, and I think it's because, you know, primarily, you know, it's common sense, right? I think a lot of it is see-through, and if they were to mount it, I mean, you would probably see the label because it's square. There's nowhere to really hide it other than here, and I'm not sure if that's, you know, exactly where they want the label. Although I feel like the label will rub off over time if you're wearing these shoes. The sole itself, again, it's just your basic Yeezy, Adidas. It's flimsy. There's really no cushioning, no padding. Now, that being said, you don't need that for the Yeezys because the Boost definitely makes up for it. Better way to do sizing with shoes than giving you first-hand feel and, you know, definite sizing like so many other videos fail to do. And I think, you know, this is the style of how I'd like to go about presenting sizing moving forward. So I want to size half up. Okay, so I'm 11.5 men's US sizing. I went up a half a size, so 12. And let me tell you, the other Yeezy V2s, the Ash Pearls that I have, I went form fitting, so I went 11.5 and it fit perfect. Now this definitely, I've viewed enough videos and a lot of them mention you should definitely go half a size up, and my toe is right here, so that's my toe. So I've got this much space and it's a comfortable space that I have. So all this is just space. So my toe is right, that's the tip of my toe, right? So I have all this empty. My pinky is right here. So my toe pinky is right here. There's quite a bit of space. You know, you could spread your toes, which I like a lot. The shoes are definitely comfortable. And if you know anything about Yeezy Boost V2s, they're comfy as hell, you know, like, I mean, this is the best comfort shoe I've ever worn in my life. You should definitely, without a doubt, go half a size up. If you watch my other video where I talk about, you know, going a half a size up with the Ash Pearls, the other V2s would have been perfect, because I feel like if you're wearing them for long periods of time, your toes might get a little bit sore. Whereas now that I have this half a size, I feel like I could wear them for hours on end and not worry about, you know, my toes being sore or anything. They just look amazing. You should definitely cop them. I think they're so unique, right? I mean, they're just lit, like, wow, you know? You can rock them with anything. You should definitely get a pair. So, in terms of sizing, you definitely want to go half a size up to get that perfect. So, in conclusion, what's so different about these V2s versus the Prime Knit ones? I will tell you, these are far lighter. When I wore them, instantaneously, I felt like I was wearing nothing right off the bat. A lot lighter. And what I find with these shoes is that they actually allow your foot to be free, all the while still being tight enough that you don't get this loose feeling. You remember, if you go back, and I urge you to go check out my Ash Pearl video, please and thank you. Subscribe, hit the like button. You would have noticed in the video I point out how your foot slips back and forth. So the material slips, so your foot slides back and forth. And I think the design team kind of took that to heart. They probably got enough feedback, and it doesn't take a genius to realize that, you know, and I've heard a lot of individuals, you know, try to run in these or work out in them, and you know, for high intensity, any type of workout, these shoes are not good for that, because your foot slides, the material slid in the other ones. Here, that is not the case. So your foot is rather firm positioned. There is a little bit of give, but not as much. So if you're like doing side twists, like this material is not going out. Do you know what I mean? So your foot can't slide and you twist your ankle this way. They've definitely did their homework on that. That is probably by far the major difference on this shoe versus the old V2s, besides aesthetics. So the major feel, the cushion, the boost aspect of it element is still the same. The skeleton feature gives it a more static, rigid feel versus the V2s, and I think it's a new design and engineering aspect that they've probably, you know, re-engineered due to some feedback. And I feel like this is definitely a lot better in terms of comfort, because it's really lightweight, you know, and it makes a huge difference. So that's the major difference. Other than that, obviously the fabric is also different. We've noted that already, and that's that. Thank you so much for watching my video. It means a lot. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Definitely want your comments, good or bad. Criticism is the way to go. It's the only way I can improve. I'm looking to whip out the rest of my shoe collection, y'all, and hoping to give you more insight. Love you all. Thank you. CT's Kicks.